Hello, hello, hello. Hey, hey, hey. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Give everybody time to get in here. I have to go ahead and hit. You know what? This shit is acting nuts again. Hold on, guys. Hold on. There go my twins, daddy. Okay, you can hear me. So today we're gonna talk about the Crawford family. Um, I'm gonna give y'all a little background of what's going on. Hold on. Mm. All right. I will not call the lawyer. You got it, twins, daddy. You just got saved. Hold on, let me set everything up, guys. I should have got ready, but this was random because I was gonna do it when I got off work. But by the time I get off work, everybody and their mama gonna be live. So I'm getting this one in. All right. I'm just seeing how I want to do it. If I want to bring it up on the studio or play it in the background. How y'all think it should go? Hold on. Thank you, Callie Star. You are the best mod. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna pull it. Hold on. I'm gonna pull it up. I just need to do something real quick. Yes. Wait, which one is it, Vibrant? Because you know I be messing up. Is the Cash App. Trigger Happy 21. Oh Lord, did I put the wrong Cash App in? Yeah, Vibrant, the service is horrible over here. Yep, Trigger Happy 21. Feel free to hit the Cash App, Super Chat. Okay, I'm gonna start a go. Hold. We gonna get it together, y'all. Yep, that's it, Vibrant. Thank you, baby. All right, I'm here. Let's get into this story, y'all. And all right, I'm here. Let's get into this story, y'all. Hold on. All right. Listen, I'm gonna be a pro at this in a month. Just watch. Okay. He said present. Screen. Screen. Okay, so I guess I'll just do it back here in the background. Hold on. If y'all hear anything in the background, just don't hear it. Okay? Please and thank you.
The things that transpire once love has run its course. Once love is trickled down to a mere
Put a one in the chat if you can hear that.
there's no coming back from it. As you dwindle in the darkness of a place that constantly reminds you of what could have been, or even what you should have been, the thought of your significant other might, when the change occurs, life as you know it will never be the same.
Yo, this story broke me down so bad.
March 16th, 2000. The world would make way for Tyson Jones and Tyson Crawford. The place they called home would be South Bend, Indiana. In her early years as a toddler, she was your average, curious toddler with an appetite for learning. Although she was close with both of her parents, she was undoubtedly a daddy's girl, someone who entered her father's life. South Bend, Indiana would be the place that Tyciana would be born and raised. And as she grew, so did her hobbies. She would begin her education journey before her final stop at Washington High School. To her fellow classmates, also known as the
So even though I'm almost 50, I am still a daddy's girl. Like, my God, I can't even explain the love I have for my daddy. Hey, Lanice.
Girl who could be seen
Hey,
at
Groot.
any given day, roaming the hallways with a huge smile. You're around them, there's never a dull moment. She can undoubtedly cheer you up in your darkest of times. Aside from being a great person, she was also athletic. She ran track in high school, but she was also a cheerleader. During her freshman year of high school, she would meet a guy who goes by the name of Raheem Brumfield. Now, Raheem was 3 years her senior, and he was also a senior at Washington High. But regardless of the age gap, when they met, it was instant sparks. An acquaintance would quickly bloom into what some may call puppy love. During the years of high school is when things tend to change. It's when.
So, thank you, Vibrant. You are on it, baby. Listen, this story is so sad that I'm almost in tears and we ain't even got into it yet. Just because I already watched it and went over it. Let me tell y'all something. When you lose somebody, it's a lot of people affected. Listen, Vibrant. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all the best. Y'all the best.
You begin to bloom into the person you will become as an adult. And along with those changes, some people may be left behind, or some of those people you may have called friends are now in other social groups, but just not a right fit for your life. For Raheem and Tiziana, this seemed to be the case. Their love was beginning to run its cycle, and by January of 2018, Tiziana was headed on to different things. Now Tiziana is 17 years old. She's extremely excited about graduating high school and beginning her life as an adult. Well, this was beginning to trickle down to a mere friendship, and she had decided that it was time to part ways. After all,
Now, this goes back into what I was saying the other day. Yes, Lanice. We also have to teach our kids it's okay to say no and it's okay to be told no. It's okay to grow apart. We're always going to outgrow other people. And that's why I tell a lot of people that I talk to, everybody is not meant to go with you. Everybody's not meant to go with you. You outgrow people. Growth is a beautiful thing, but some people are scared.
just because you're together doesn't mean you're meant to be. So, like the mature young woman that Tiziana was becoming, she decided to break things up. Wouldn't be the last. This would be the beginning domino that would fall in an effect that would affect not only her, but her entire family, as well as the community that she lived in. January 18th, 2018. Around 8 p.m., authorities would be dispatched to the area of Hildreth and Clover Street. When they arrived on, realized that a red Toyota had ran into a house and also was riddled with bullet holes. To the authorities' surprise, they found a driver unresponsive, but at that time, the driver was alive. So the driver would be rushed to the local hospital, but sadly, despite the doctor's attempt to save the victim's life, they wouldn't make it. The victim would be pronounced.
Listen, she was an only child, about to graduate high school, and was going to start cosmetology school after that. And because she wanted to remain friends with her ex, he couldn't accept that. He couldn't let go. So as she's leaving, like a madman, he just starts spraying her car. She's driving, trying to get away, and crash.
Deceased and positively identified as 17-year-old Tyciana Crawford. An autopsy conducted would reveal that she died due to a single gunshot wound to the back head region. At this point, the authorities are now faced with a full-on homicide investigation. The night of the incident,
All those bullets, and she got hit one time in the back of the head. Mm, mm, mm.
there were witnesses. Witnesses were detailed that on the night that Tyciana expired, but then quickly ran off. But when the authorities asked if anyone knew who this culprit was, no one could give a name.
South Bend family is in mourning. They are waiting for investigators to find out what led to the death of their 17-year-old daughter last night.
An autopsy today revealed she died of a gunshot wound. Cassidy, her family members say they're obvious.
Yeah. So as young, we all been that age before, right? Like I say, this is a new age. This is a whole new generation. Like, this generation cannot accept rejection. They cannot accept rejection. These boys want to claim you as property ownership. If I ain't gonna have you, ain't nobody else. They don't know how to pussy. I mean, it is what it is. Dibble dabble here and there. Live. They so caught on to one that they're not willing to let go. Like, it's sad.
Devastated. Jennifer, Tyciana's aunt, told me Tyciana's family was close-knit. This loss completely unexpected, and now they wait for answers.
We didn't expect this to happen. And this hurts us to the core. My nephew is sitting over there devastated. Her mother can't even talk. Can't talk. This is hard to process for us. This is really, really hard.
It's an emotion.
When you can feel the family pain, that says a whole lot. And I felt that pain.
Emotional day for the family of Tyciana Crawford, a senior at Washington High School. She had a lot of life left to live.
17. She never got a chance to do anything. Nothing. Never got a chance to go to college. You know, this would have been her prime year. Everything. Everywhere she went, she was loved. She was happy, energetic. You know, the bubbly 17. The best year of your life, 17. 17.
Yeah.
What they have left is pictures and memories. But they are hoping for answers.
If you know anything, please come. And please keep us in your prayer. Keep this community in your prayers. Not just it's not just us. Because whoever did this, they know.
Yeah, Lanice, it's sad. You can feel the pain. It's deeper. It gets deeper.
There's no winner. There's no winner in this situation.
The investigation would then lead to interviewing family and friends. During the interview process, when they were asked if anyone would want to harm her, several people gave the same name. Her boyfriend, Raheem Brumfield. In any normal circumstance, the authorities would ask if anyone had beef. Did anyone dislike this person? Well, Tyciana was greatly loved. Again, she was a great person with a very loving soul. So when it came down to who would want to harm her, it was common knowledge that she was breaking up with her boyfriend. And if anyone had motive, it would be him.
Now, why in the world I can't even get the words out of my mouth. Salute. Hey, blessed to be a blessing. Hey, the movement. My God, this is.
So at this point, the next step is to interview him. And he would speak to the investigators. But when questioned, he would tell the authorities that yes, he saw her on the day that she passed, but he had gotten a ride somewhere else, and he wasn't around when the incident occurred. With no real evidence, they were forced to let him go. After all, in this justice system, it's innocent until proven guilty. So he would walk out of headquarters a free man. He would even take to his Facebook page to make a post. And in this post, he would vow revenge for those responsible. Meanwhile, the family is making preparations for a funeral. A funeral for a 17-year-old who hasn't even begun.
Ain't that some shit, y'all? You know, this world is so sick that the ones that will take your life will sit here and help people try to figure out who took your life. Hey, Straight Ballin'. Oh my God. Salute, Barn Dog. Thank you for the super chats. I appreciate it.
To live. While they're making preparations, the authorities are hard at work to find this culprit. So one of the first, well as her Facebook messages, it comes to no surprise that shortly after her death, they would announce a suspect, none other than Raheem Brumfield, who at the time was 20 years old. Once securing the warrant, they would go to his home in order. Raheem Brumfield has now hit the road and is currently a fugitive, as Raheem is on the run.
Now, what is he running for? Hey, Von Sheila. Hey, Beanie Baby. I seen somebody else come in. Hey Barnes, no, he done went and talked to the police. Told him he wasn't nowhere around when this incident happened. And he a 20-year-old grown man. But now you on the run. You can't live like nothing else in the world happened. That is sick to me. But let's continue.
Tips would come in of people saying that they had sighted him. But one major tip would come in, alerting the authorities to a property. Armed with this information, the authorities would go to that home, including the SWAT team. They would surround the home, and on loudspeakers, they would announce for Raheem Brumfield to come outside. After waiting for an amount of time, they would finally decide to go in. But when they go in, the house is empty. Raheem Brumfield is not present. Luckily, it wouldn't take long before they caught up with him, and he would have.
Now, he ain't did nothing, but he on the run. Vowing that you're gonna go, you're gonna get whoever done this to your girlfriend, right?
Be arrested and booked into the local jail, awaiting his trial. But at arraignment, he would answer a not guilty plea, saying that he was innocent and had nothing to do with this situation. After time passed, he would finally have his day in court, and the trial itself was at the least hectic. During this trial, there were verbal altercations between the point where court ordered individually, defense, and the prosecution. Things where Raheem Brumfield was announced that they had no one that could identify him as a person. They merely saw people arguing, and they didn't know exactly who the person was. The defense would also point Brumfield threatening Tyciana Crawford. As far as physical evidence, there was no weapon.
So in the midst of an argument, she's trying to break up with you. You threaten her. And then you let
identifying if they would receive a conviction. While the jury was deliberating, both the family of Tyciana Crawford and the family of Raheem Brumfield was waiting patiently. It was excruciating. No one knew the outcome. Then, finally, the judge would announce that the jury had come to a decision. And when they came back into court, find Raheem Brumfield guilty on the charges of murder, as well as guilty on charges of having a firearm. What led to this conviction? Prosecutors allege that on the day that Tyciana Crawford lost her life, she had went over to the home of Raheem Brumfield. At this point, they were broken up. But Tyciana was going over to his home to pick up a few of her items. While they were there, placing his hands on her. After this occurred, Tyciana would get into a red Toyota, and she would begin to drive off. This is when Raheem became enraged, and he pulled out a firearm and began firing shots. On that night, prosecutors allege that Raheem Brumfield fired 17 separate times. During the barrage of gunfire,
17 shots to a 17-year-old.
One of those shots would strike Tysiana Crawford in the back head region, where she would ultimately crash into the side of a home and then be pronounced deceased at the hospital, despite Raheem Brumfield proclaiming deliberated and found him guilty. 60-year sentence behind bars. The family now has a conviction, and Tysiana can finally be at peace. But the time after Tysiana's passing would be hard on the family. If you watch a lot of true crime on TV or the internet, then you know that
Baby, 17 years old and haven't even begun to live life, haven't even experienced life. A week, listen. She was about to graduate in 1 week. This 20-year-old POS oh my God. You mean to tell me that a 17-year-old had you so wrapped up? Come on, man. Come on.
marriages rarely survive after the passing of a relative, especially if it's one hard for her parents. And while things weren't doing well, there were constant reminders. The holidays, where Tysiana wasn't present, her birthday, anyone's birthday,
Hey, Angie.
and any
Salute.
event that would remind them of her passing. The relationship between her parents would quickly begin eroding before finally coming to another tragic event. January 13th, 2020. Authorities would be dispatched to both the home.
Now, y'all remember, this happened January 18th, 2018. Here we are, 2 years later.
Of Donisha Jones and Tyson Crawford, the parents of Tysiana Crawford. At the time of this call, the fair check to check on the residents. But once they entered the home, they would find both the bodies of Donisha Jones and Tyson Crawford. So the authorities would tape off the scene and begin their.
They lost their only daughter. And even though they got justice, life was still too hard to go on without her. Hey, Miss OE. I know.
A jury has now deliberated and found him guilty. The authorities would tape off the scene and begin their investigation. And then the bodies would be transported to the medical examiner's office. When the investigation cleared that Tysiana's father, Tyson Crawford, had suffered multiple gunshot wounds. And when the autopsy was conducted on Tysiana's mother, Donisha Jones, it was determined that her wound was self-inflicted. Donisha Jones had taken the firearm and took the life
Murder/suicide because they could not go on no longer with their only child. They couldn't take it anymore. Even though they had justice, life would never be the same. Can y'all imagine that? She would have been 19. Losing your baby, your only child, 17 years old. Now imagine the arguments, the blame, the guilt. I mean, I can only imagine what happened in that house that day. Her 2-year death anniversary. And the mom and dad. Ain't no telling what happened. All this is alleged. But he had multiple
of her husband, and then ultimately turned the weapon on herself. This was January 13th of 2020. This occurred days before the death anniversary. Complicated thing. As humans, we are hardwired to want things, whether it be success, riches. But the one thing that stands out amongst all of them is love.
Taziana was my baby. She was everything. Whenever you looked at her, you looked at me. When you looked at me, you looked at her. She was my best friend.
I'm in shock still from what happened. I knew Taziana since middle school, and she cared and looked out for others, and she just had a smile.
Y'all, this some sad. It was sad. It is that. Because, baby, like I said, ain't no telling what was happening in that house that day. They done went to court. They done seen justice. They got justice. But they could not live without their baby. Now, you got family members got to pick up the pieces for them too. The strain it put on families. Listen, guys and girls, it is okay to walk away and remain friends. If things end on a bad note, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. But y'all gotta walk away. Learn it's okay to be alone. It is okay. Well, y'all, another family left to pick up the pieces. And guess what? The one sitting in jail for 60 years get to watch TV, commissary, phone calls, play basketball for an hour, work out. Meanwhile, Taziana not coming back, her daddy not coming back, her mama not coming back. And you still got grandma, uncles, cousins still trying to pick up the pieces. It's okay to walk away. It's okay. Yeah, I wanted to get this story out because, like I say, our youth, we need to have that conversation with them and let them know it is okay to be told no. It is okay to be rejected. It is okay to walk away from a relationship. Everything don't have to be bad. It's okay to date, be friends. It is absolutely okay. It is okay. We have to teach our youth it is okay. If you in a relationship, like I say, all good things must come to an end. All good things gonna come to an end. Okay? Everything is not going to be peaches and cream every day. But that don't mean you gotta take them from their family. Let them go. Let them go. Let them go. It's okay. I want to thank everybody for the super chats, the memberships, the cash app. Let me see. I know I didn't get one, but it is okay. This was one sad case. Y'all talk to y'all kids. Have that conversation. See, the thing is, they need to be uncomfortable. And that's what's going on in the world today. You got kids unaliving their parents because they being told no. What went on? Now I watched another case. 10-year-old shot his mama point blank in the head because he couldn't get a game. She told him no. This shit is scary. This shit is scary. I don't know. I mean, we got to get these kids back because ain't nothing ain't nothing but the graveyard and the jailhouse. And I don't want see, like I say, I gave my kids everything they needed. Whatever they wanted, they had to get it. But nowadays, we want. What are we doing? What in the hell are we doing? What are we doing, y'all? Here, I'm supposed to be here. Here you go. Breaking all the rules. What are we doing? And let me tell you something else. Ain't nothing wrong with therapy. Ain't nothing wrong with therapy. Listen, I said therapy. We don't have to medicate these children. But see, this is the thing these days. While you out working 16-hour shifts, You got the internet to babysit. The game systems babysitting. The kids is so advanced now, they running up your credit card bill, entertaining themselves. See, I'm an Android mom. Well, I'm an Android. Every one of my kids got an iPhone. Ask me, did I get them? Nope. Absolutely not. Because guess what? When you get to my phones, you got to put your credit card number in there and you got to pay for all these different apps and whatever the hell it is. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I ain't going. I ain't doing it. See, and I'm kind of blame the system too, because CPS stepped in and said, if you whoop your kid's ass, we're going to remove them from the house. Well, these kids nowadays need a good ass. And we got our asses beat. I remember when I came from Germany, I didn't know what the hell a whooping was. I was told to go get a and baby, let me tell you something. My grandma went and got 3 more switches and tied them together and told my little ass up. Told my ass up. Do you hear me? I'm okay. I'm all right. These kids are fucking whooping the. Listen, parents, y'all better get back tough. Y'all better get back tough. And y'all think it's cute out here having baby after baby after baby after baby. But you ain't. You can't do shit with the first 2 you got. They commit to putting a whooping on your ass. To learn how to tell these kids no and let them know it's okay. Vibrant. This story here was one sad story. Listen. And he wasn't even a kid. He was 20 years old, grown ass man. He was grown as hell. Why you couldn't let go of a 17-year-old? Something wrong. Something is wrong. And then they go to saying, well, we living in our last days. We don't know when the last day gonna be for us. I can go out there right now and get hit by a truck. It's the last day, ain't it? I won't know it. Y'all have got to look, these kids have got to accept rejection. It is okay. And ain't no such thing as no means yes and yes means no. No is no and no is no. Child. Well, I'm going to end it here. Y'all enjoy y'all day. I'll be tuned in. And I might be back tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I might just take a nap after this one because, Lord, this one here, where the parents couldn't go on without their baby. Now, I don't know. If I lose one of mine, I just don't know what I'll do. I don't know. Y'all enjoy y'all day.